Yeah, Jamie tipped me off that it was his career high in points, but I thought it was so much more than points. I thought it was his communication defensively on ball screen coverage. When you're playing a team like that that's going to shoot 33s, if you have bad communication, it's really, really hard to defend because they're going to set ball screens on the side, in the slots, in the middle. The communication's got to be early and loud, and I thought he was really good in that. I thought his spray aheads, his passing, he led our attack. I think we ended up with 17 assists, 9 turnovers. So that was good to see. We probably would have had 25 to 27 assists if we could make some shots. We've really, really struggled in that department, whether it's making, 3-point shots. We were 6 of 25, and then again tonight we missed 8 free throws. So what's nice with our guys is they're not letting the inability to make shots right now affect their defense, and that's the key word right now. Can't get down on yourself. You got to continue to work, continue to shoot the ball. Devin Jelani, Donnell, Jerrod Covington, these guys can shoot the ball. They had better percentages last year. Just got to do it. Got to stay the course. Can't get down. But I thought Nas was the catalyst tonight. But there was a lot of guys. Tyler Foster came in the game, played really well. He's getting more comfortable. He's starting to understand, our system. Mike, I thought, did a nice job too, John, tonight.
As far as playing with the league, you talked about that before. There was a little lull in that second half. There were about 8 to 10 minutes there. When did you was it about that 12-minute mark you had the discussion with the guys?
Yeah, it's interesting because I watched our women's team play. I don't know what the final was, but Coach Barnes, I could see he wasn't real happy in his first half. And then the first half of our game, the Binghamton coach wasn't too happy with his team's energy. And then in the second half, I wasn't too happy with our energy. I don't know if it's, Paul has been doing this a lot longer than I have. He's worked for some great coaches. He's traveled the world with basketball. And, he's probably made some good points last night. These kids are routine. They're used to being in school, coming out of school, or going to practice and then going to school. The last couple days, we haven't had practice till early afternoon. So their routine is broken a little bit right now, and I think it's off a little bit. I think the energy levels are low. There's no class. So we got to refocus, and we got to understand that we're playing a team on Saturday at 1 o'clock that they're not going to take any possessions off. They are going to compete on every possession. They're going to make it really difficult on all the possessions, with us trying to score the basketball. So we're going to have to match that and more. But I think that has a little bit to do with it. This time of year, before Christmas, they're out of school. I would say in this game, I thought that played a little bit of a factor.
Holding them to 22 at halftime, that's a hell of a defensive effort by you guys.
Yeah, Bob Camardo, a fan that's been coming to games for a very long time, and I know you've been covering the teams for a long time, made a comment that the SEMO game was one of the better performances he's seen here in a while defensively. And I shared that with our team, and I think fans appreciate teams that really like to play defense. And our guys have bought into it. You heard a huge eruption when Jelani Simmons dunked the basketball. So I, try to explain that to Jameer on the bench. The 2 plays before, he lays the ball up, gets fouled. It's got to be an and one dunk. You got to get above the rim. You got to dunk the ball. You got to get the crowd into it. And, that's what we're trying to establish. But, hats off to the people that came again tonight for both games. We're clearly playing really well at home, 6-0 at home. When I got this job, they asked me, well, how are you going to be able to compete against the MAC? How are you going to build this program? The reality of it is you build it with home games. And I'm sure there's been a lot of coaches look for a magic formula. But I really believe, John, if you don't have home games at our level, you're really, really at a disadvantage for conference play. I think the confidence factor for our guys is really high. It's the first time in 5 years we're going to go into Christmas and we're going to go into league play with an above 500 record. It's so important. And then as you establish your program, you start to win, then you're going to be able to beat some of those schools out for players. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to a postseason. We certainly have one more game left in season number 1, our non-conference. But these games are really important because we've been on the other side of the stick as well, where we go into conference play and we're 5-6 games below 500. Now the morale of your team, those sorts of things are hard to overcome. So I like where we're at. I think we were sloppy at times today, but I'm so happy for our guys. You know, the guys that have been around in year 3, they understand the importance of these non-conference games and establishing an identity at home. You know, we've now got to go win some meaningful games on the road. There's no doubt about it. We were close. You know, Louisiana Lafayette, Western Michigan, we're right there. We win those 2 games, now everybody in the league's talking about us. So we're kind of creeping around. We're kind of getting better. And, you know, we got one more big one on Saturday, and then it's back to 0-0 when you get into league play.
Speaking of the big one on Saturday, you got Jameer, you got Mike, you got Nas. How are they, you know, ready to face with Oscar and Culver?
Well, I think Nas and Mike will certainly be battle tested. They have faced multiple Power 5 schools in their career. I think 5 the first year, I think 4 the second, and this will obviously be 2 this year. So that's 11 Power 5s that those 2 have played. Jameer has never seen anything like Oscar or Derek Culver. But Jameer is a big body. We're hoping to get some news tomorrow on Ola. That could possibly give us another option. But, you know, it's not just their bigs. They're a very, very balanced team. It's one of his deepest teams. They've got shooting. So we've got to figure it out tonight. And I think it's going to be great for the city, John. I said it a couple days ago. Let's sell the thing out. How many times have we had a Power 5 in our city? Very, very few. So hopefully we get 5,000-6,000 people. And this is something we can now try to do maybe every 3-4 years down the road. But financially, we've got to make some money to make it worth our while. So I hope that all of Youngstown comes out. Be very, very excited to watch our team play a ranked team.
You were talking about Ola. Is he?
He goes to the doctors in the morning, and we're hoping for some good news. He's been shooting, and he's progressing pretty nice.